Tennessee WildCast is live on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee WildCast. I'm Jason Harmon, and we are glad you're tuning in. If you're on Facebook today, thanks for watching, and we appreciate everybody joining us today for Tennessee WildCast. And we're going to be talking with Johnny Allred. He's the development director for the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Foundation. And I got Mr. Don King with me today.
Yes,
how are
sir,
you, Don?
Jason. Thank you. It's good to be back with you, and excited to have Johnny on board today. He's a mover and a shaker, I'll say, with our foundation. He's helped our agency a bunch through the efforts of the foundation, and a good all-around good guy. And man, he just knows everybody. It's amazing.
Thanks for the kind words.
Yeah, he does know a lot of people. We were just talking before the show that Mr. Brian White, he hunts with Brian White.
Heck yeah.
Country music artist.
And it's not name dropping. It's just, the way life is for Johnny Allred.
But anyway, Johnny's a great guy, and we're glad he's here today. But first, I wanted to highlight some stuff that's been going on with this show, Tennessee WildCast. We're very excited that we have now 4 radio stations that have joined our Tennessee Wildlife Network of radio partners.
Yeah. Starting out with our flagship station, WZYX, the Eagle Radio in Cowan, Tennessee.
And that is 94.5, 95.3, and 1440 AM. And then coming in behind them, WJJM approached us and they wanted to air our show, and they were looking for some other shorter segments to run during the week too. So that's Power 94 in Lewisburg on 94.3, 92.5, and 1490 AM.
And that kind of spurred the daily Wildcast extras, the 5-minute pieces that you've been producing and
Yep.
doing a good job on those. Then we most recently WJDT in Morristown, like you said, just down the road from our Region 4 office.
Right.
In the Morristown area, overlooking Cherokee Lake, is 106.5, and they've come on board, and I'll let you do the last one.
You know what? I'm very excited about this one. We are going to be, or have, this past Saturday was the first show of WSM, Nashville, Tennessee, on WSM 650 AM.
Home of the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. We're excited about this, and you can listen on all these stations and catch this show. Times are different on each station. I know WSM's going to be at 9 o'clock in the mornings on Saturday. Some others run at 5:30, some run at 6, and so.
You can always keep up with it on our website, tnwildlife.org, and we've got a radio station page, so you can look there and see where it's going to air in your area.
Right.
And we've had interest from other stations as well that we're following up on, so so we're looking forward to spreading the word. And if you're listening on the radio, keep in mind that a lot of times we'll have visual stuff going on. I mean, some of it's just us sitting here doing basically a radio show, but other times, you've got some audio-visual aids that we put up on the big screen and we can cut to for the video podcast that you might want to. You hear something on the radio, I want to go look at that and see what that looks like.
Yeah. So and you can watch on Facebook if you're watching today. Thanks for watching. You can always go back there and watch the past shows. And then we're on TWRA TV. That's TWRA.tv. You can watch there. We're on YouTube. So a lot of places to catch
Just everywhere.
So jump into the stream and watch us or listen to us. And we want to once again thank our listeners out there in Radio Land, and appreciate y'all tuning in.
You bet.
All right. Well, let's turn it over to the development director for the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Foundation, Mr. Johnny Allred. Johnny, thanks for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You are got your hands in a lot of things, but tell us a little bit about how you got into the outdoors and what brought you to the Tennessee Foundation.
Oh, I've been hunting and fishing and trapping all my life. I mean, since I was a little kid. It's been 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. Yeah. You caught me there.
I did later in life. I helped with a television show called The North American Sportsman that Gary Morris, one of the country singers, did, and I'd guide some of the big game hunts and things on that, and kind of got into the industry and met a lot of people. And I guess it was about 1999. Beverly Johnson, who owned Sundrop Colt Drink, called me and said that Jeanette Rudy would like to speak with me about helping start a Tennessee Governor's Hunt in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Miss Rudy, but if she wants to talk to you, you listen. She was
Miss Rudy of Rudy's Farm.
and she was very instrumental in things that happened with the agency and hunting and fishing and Tennessee wildlife in general in Tennessee, and she was just a great influence on many people.
Right.
So I touched base with her about helping start the Tennessee Governor's Hunt, and we did. I guess in 2001 or so we had the first one, and it's grown into Tennessee's biggest hunting event. If we can go to the foundation's website, TWRF.net, and click on the Governor's Hunt or One Shot, and it'll tell you a little more about it. But it's a big event for Tennessee.
I'll pull up the website so those folks watching can see it. But yeah, TWRF.net is a great place to find all the information that the foundation's doing and stay up to date on everything. Tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you've done out west. I know you've guided some hunts and things like that.
Yeah.
What's one of the most exciting hunts you've been on?
Any elk hunt is an exciting hunt.
Yeah.
And I've taken quite a few elk in my life, and I took a good bull last year, and I'm going back this year.
All right.
I guess one of the the best stories that people have asked me to talk about is I had a mountain lion kind of come at me.
Wow.
Back years ago. It was right in the evening, and I was sitting down in a hole where a ponderosa pine had fell, and I was bow hunting and had just my head kind of sticking out because I had elk around me, and I looked coming off the mesa about 60, 70 yards behind me. He was just creeping down it right toward me because all he could see was my head, and I'm sitting there with a cow call, hitting those little meows, with it like a cow, and I guess it just slipping up on me. Gonna have lunch, and when I seen that, I blew my elk hunt for the day.
Yeah.
I got up hollering and screaming and hollering and being sure he knew what I was, and he kind of just sat down and turned around and walked away. But I don't know what would have happened if I'd had my back turned to him a few seconds longer.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I want to get a story from you too about a local Tennessee hunt. What's one of your favorite times in Tennessee being in the outdoors?
I guess one of my favorite times, other than hunting with my children, I have two daughters, and we've hunted with them ever since they were little. But for the past few years, I've been taking a young man named I don't know if I'll say his name or not, but he's in a wheelchair, and he's a young guy, and he can't speak, and he can't walk. He has the use of one hand, and his name is Preston, his first name. But I take him on a deer hunt.
Yeah.
And the first year I took him, he'd never shot a gun, never been hunting at all, and I put an iPhone on the scope, and pouring down rain, sitting under a shed, and some others were sitting around with us because we just took him out just to let him see deer and
experience.
And we were using one of these Best of the West rifles. Who's a big supporter of Tennessee wildlife. They have a TV show called the Best of the West, and their rifles are just dial and shoot, really simple.
Mm-hmm.
Dial the yardage and pull the trigger, and we had this eye scope on there, and I got these does out there, in the scope, and I was saying, "Can you see these deer walking around?" He would give me a thumbs up, with the hand he could use, and he said, I said, "Well, if they walk into these crosshairs because they're just feeding out there, if they walk around there," I said, "just pull the trigger. We'll see what we do."
Yeah.
and it sat there, and he'd raise up every once in a while. He's going to pull the trigger, and he did, and just dropped one of them.
Wow.
And and that was just an amazing moment for me to be able to do that. And last year he can text, by the way. He'll take his phone and text me a message. And he wanted to kill a buck, and we put him in a blind last year, and he did. He killed an 8-point buck.
That's awesome.
Year, so,
Wow.
Well, I think that's awesome. That's a good transition into what the foundation does.
Yeah. Hey, before we leave that, take us way back. Who got you started in the outdoors?
My dad. My dad was he wasn't a deer hunter because we didn't have any deer. When I was a kid, we didn't have any deer.
Right.
But he liked to squirrel hunt and he liked to quail hunt. And we have a cattle farm. We raised cattle, and so on our days of leisure, we'd quail hunt and squirrel hunt.
All right.
And I just loved it. I mean, I just love to be out there when the sun comes up and see what Tennessee has to offer. And it's something, if you don't do it, get up in the morning and go see. It's just a beautiful sight.
If we didn't have our dads and our uncles and our grandpas and people like you that help introduce kids to the outdoors, we wouldn't have hunters and fishermen these days.
That's right, and we all have to take notice of that. I mean, our license sales are declining, and it's because people aren't mentoring, they aren't doing that.
Right.
And don't just take kids that that already hunt and fish. I mean, they're doing it anyway.
Right.
I mean, find your neighbor over there that doesn't have anybody to take him. Go find your neighbor's, got a daughter that doesn't, know anything about it. Take her out and let her shoot and learn how to do it. I mean, because that's who we have to reach to. We have to change our demographic thoughts and reach out to people that'll start it that's not already doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's jump in and talk about some of these outreach programs, or we could hit on what the foundation does and how it's funded and that kind of thing first.
We are the nonprofit arm of the agency, so we raise money to try to do things. What the agency, like I said, license sales are declining, so we try to cover things that doesn't cover. So we handle many accounts. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many it is that we handle for them. Anything from a free fishing day in some county that they put a fund there to try to fund that. We try to handle that all the way up to really big flyaway monies that have to be handled to try to do things statewide and even nationwide in some cases.
And then you help with the elk raffle this past year. We had that to help raise funds for that elk permit and help raise more money for the elk program.
The elk program in Tennessee is a phenomenal thing to think about, that we have elk here in Tennessee.
Right.
And just to go, we have viewing points. You can go online, look at an online camera, which you manage. You can tell them about that. Yeah. But I mean, to go watch these elk. I mean, elk is just the most majestic animal to watch and to be around, and we have them right here in Tennessee. And we sell one permit for somebody to go hunt those elk, and the money goes to the elk fund. And in the past, we've been trying to do that and raising $10,000 or $15,000. Well, this year we raised $225,000.
Right.
We raised a ton of money that's going to the elk fund on that.
That'll go a long way
goes
toward
a long way.
the program.
Yep. Well, let's talk a little bit about the foundation. How is that structured, if you can, just a little bit, and then is it a board of a member?
We have very few employees.
Okay, yeah, right. It's only a few people making things happen.
Everything we pull off is just pulled off with 2 or 3 people, and it's very few employees, just because we run just on what money it comes in. We don't get any state funds for what we do. I mean, it's all just on donations that do it. So we run really, really lean, and we have a board of directors that manage and decide the avenues we take to support the agency.
So they help guide you along, but y'all are a team of about 4 or 5 making the big decisions. I guess.
That's right.
Well, let's talk about some of the programs. I know there's a lot of programs that y'all help with as far as outreach go, and then there's some fundraising efforts. But
it is. There are things like TOYS, Tennessee Outdoor Youth Summit, that we hold once a year, where kids are brought into a camp, and they stay all week, and they learn, hunting and fishing and trapping and jug fishing, anything you can think of outdoors. I was amazed the first time I went there. And all these officers, we have TWRA officers come in and teach a lot of these classes on. And I'm thinking, God, that looks like when I was a kid. I mean, I did all those things. Yeah. These kids are coming in and learning that, and it really, really makes me feel good that they're learning how to do that.
Yeah. I guess you see kids come back every year too, probably participating more than once.
They want to. They want to come back every year, but we want to reach out and get kids that hadn't done it.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do, is reach out and get kids. But those kids, man, they want to come back to that.
That is one of my favorite programs that the foundation does, Tennessee Outdoor Youth Summit, and it's July, right?
Yeah,
that's
July.
the time frame, and
it fills up fast.
Yeah, it fills up fast. So keep that in mind. Go to the website and check it out. Yep. And
TWRF.net.
Consider strongly, if you're listening in, to that, and somebody, a nephew or a niece or a son or daughter or grandchild that you think would benefit from this.
Right, and think about
Check
your
it out.
nieces and nephews that nobody gets to take fishing, and
Exactly.
nobody gets to take hunting. Think about those that say, let's introduce them to it. Let's get them out there.
Right. And it really is, and where it's held, the Clyde M. York Center there, it's a 4-H camp. It's set up for that, and the kids just really thrive during that time. And I know you and Richard, teach the. I've seen you teaching the
Right.
turkey hunting,
I
especially.
teach the turkey hunting, elk hunting, and deer hunting.
Yeah.
And you have these kids come in that's never heard an elk bugle, and you teach them about that.
Yeah, right. It's like we said, that's one of my favorite programs, and but do go to the website and check that out, and be thinking about some young person that would really benefit from that.
That's right.
And then,
Please.
like, you're going to help me with this one. SASP.
Yeah, it's a scholastic shooting program.
Okay.
I mean, where
is it pistols or?
Yeah, they do
shotguns?
pistols and small rimfire rifle.
Okay.
And it's where they have school teams come to the range and learn how to shoot handguns and rimfire rifles and introduce them to safely handling a handgun and a rifle.
Okay.
It's just a good way to break kids into learning how to safely do things like that.
Yeah.
And Lacey Lane.
Lacey Lane manages that program.
Leads that program.
And yep, you can reach out to her on the website too. She would be glad to go over any aspects of it with you, but it's just a great program for kids and to have a shooting program.
And she's a great shooter as well. She was part of the Scholastic Clay Target program.
Right, she's part of the Scholastic Clay Target program. She shot for Beretta, probably still does. I mean, she is a wonderful shotgun shooter.
Olympic shooter, I think.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, you don't want to sit beside her in a duff because you'll go home with empty pockets.
She's definitely got a heart for the young kids too.
She does.
She relates to them on their level, and really has mentored a lot of kids.
Yep.
Well, and then the young youth programs, the young guns, and stuff like that.
Yeah, the young guns is what I took Preston on. We take a few kids that are special needs kids, and we take them out on a deer hunt usually, and maybe a turkey hunt. So most of them's been deer hunts because it's cooler, and to take one of these children out, it does. Most of the time, one person can't do it. It takes about four.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to get their chair into the stand, and you start early and stay late with them. But it's a worthwhile thing to watch them when they do that. So.
Mm-hmm. The Junior Duck Stamp program, y'all work with that as well?
We do, and I went back to the Young Guns thing. If you want to go on our website, there's a Young Guns thing. There's a video of Preston shooting that deer.
I'll cut over to it here.
That's Preston right there. There's a video of him shooting the doe. That's actually on this buck hunt there when he killed the buck. But
I see that thumbs up. Yeah.
He was excited. He's an excited little boy, and but the video of him shooting the doe, you can see that everyone around was as amazed as he was that actually come to play.
Yeah, and excited for him. That's awesome.
Well, TWRF.net. Go to the Young Gun section under programs and watch that story. You can read the story there.
The video's at the bottom, I think, right there.
Oh, there it is. All right, yeah. So check that out. That's pretty cool. That's special right there. Then the Junior Duck Stamps Moment of Freedom program.
Moment of Freedom is where we build blinds for wounded veterans to be able to hunt on wildlife management areas. The goal of Shane Hall, who's passed away now, his dream was to have one of those blinds on every wildlife management area, and we try to be sure that's happening and try to get some of those on each.
Right, there are a few new ones going in this year.
Yep.
And all that's the information right there on the website. You can donate to the Moment of Freedom. You can donate, I guess, to about any of these programs if you visit the website.
You can.
Right?
You can. I mean, if you'll just go to the website and click donate, we'll take anything because anything helps. Mm-hmm. As high as from $10 to we have a thing called a heritage donor where people will some of these companies and people will donate $2,500 a year, and just to help the programs that TWRA and TWRF have. And with doing that, we let them come to the Governor's One Shot, the dove hunts that we do, and the long range shoot with Best of the West. I mean, they get invited to that. Them and a guest get invited to that.
By that kind of support, that gets you into everything.
Gets you into everything.
Does.
Yeah, they just come to everything.
The long range shoot, the wild game dinners, and I've been able to attend a couple of the wild game dinners, and that's a really neat deal.
Yeah, it is.
Well, so speaking of on the wild game dinners and the fundraising efforts and these things that the Heritage Club members get to come to. We've mentioned the Governor's One Shot a little bit. We can elaborate more on that. That happens early turkey season. But you got the long range shoots and the dove hunts. These are your fundraising efforts. So talk a little bit about what y'all do at some of these and how you.
Well, the Governor's Hunt, if that's what you're talking about,
Yeah.
what we do, that is a guided turkey hunt for somebody that donates to us. They get taken on a guided private land turkey hunt.
Mm-hmm.
They come in that night, that Saturday night, for a great banquet. You know, some celebrities there, and we have a live auction. And it's just like a big party that night.
Yeah.
But it's a big event. We're talking about 500 people coming in. You know, we have at the factory usually is where we've been having it. But it's a big event to come in, and you see the who's who in the hunting industry, and especially in Tennessee.
Sure.
And if you come in with the biggest bird, what is the weight and the beard length? How do you score that?
Yeah, it's just scored by the NWTF standards.
Okay.
And then they do the weight, beard length times
Spur
2, and spur times 10.
And then that number totals up. And if you're the winner, what?
That's right. You win a shotgun.
A shotgun and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, we usually have like it's a Beretta shotgun, I think, for them.
Awesome. And then so that's one of the fundraising efforts we do.
And
around turkey season.
on that topic, if you want to get involved with Tennessee Governor's Hunt, you don't have to donate. You don't have to have money to get involved with it. I mean, the people that guide, and we ask turkey hunters, Tennessee turkey hunters, who, you know, are some of the best turkey hunters anyway, because we got more turkeys than any other state.
Right. Yeah.
And if you want to guide on that, you participate just like a hunter. I mean, you get the same gift bag. I mean, we give great gift bags. I mean, that's over the top things you get.
Yeah.
And you participate and hunt and win the same shotguns as they do, just for guiding, just for taking somebody with you. So I mean, you don't have to donate money to be a part of it.
Right.
So and you and them and the guests can come to the dinner just like the hunters can. Same thing with the landowners.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Anybody listening that has land that would like to participate as well.
So if you're a turkey hunter and want to guide on the Governor's One Shot, go to the website TWRF.net and you know, find me on there and contact me. I'll reach out to you, and we'd love to have you get involved.
Yep. And that happens in Middle Tennessee, I guess,
it does.
is the location. But we welcome anybody from all over the state to come and participate in that. We talked about the elk raffle a little bit, and we mentioned long range shoots, but tell us a little bit about the long range.
Well,
it seems like it'd be pretty cool. I mean, shooting thousands of yards.
It was this
or
about
1,000 yards, I guess.
It's been 10 years ago, I guess. Jack Peterson and Daryl Peterson, who own Best of the West, and Huskama Optics contacted me about shooting one of their rifles to elk hunt with and getting some video of it. And I'm just a redneck hunter from Tennessee. You know, I live in Caledonia, Tennessee, and I'm not the greatest shot, and I'm obviously not a radio guy. You know, because I'm just
you're doing great.
But and I said, well, I'm not a long range shooter. He said, well, let's spend 10 minutes with us and let us show you what we do. So they have patented this turret system where it's just a dial and shoot. You shoot the yard. I mean, they hand you a product where it's optics, gun, hard case, everything's there. And when they hand you this product, you open it up, you just range it as 460 yards. You just dial the turret to 460 and pull the trigger.
Wow.
And the only thing you have to estimate is the windage, but wind's not that big a deal, 500 yards and closer. So, 500 yards closer, you just hold on and shoot. And I was like, I can't believe I'm shooting 1,000 yards here. And I mean, in 10 minutes time, they have you doing that.
Right.
So, some of our donors, you know, was seeing those people around me and was saying, you know, let's do that. So I set up a time, and they'd come out and set their equipment up and let them shoot long range, and just to come out and enjoy their products. And they so we did that last week, but we've been doing it every year. And they set that up, and really just 10 minutes time they have you shooting 1,000 yards, just sitting down and just doing it. And it just amazes people, and every year they go, when are those guys coming back? I want to do that again. So they've been coming back every year and doing that. And they were here last week, and we had 100 people come out and shoot their optics and guns just to try it out.
That's neat.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, we're going to run out of time if we don't hurry up and get through some of these, but just an overview here. Dove hunts. You do the dove hunts. We talked about the wild game dinners. Those are all ways that you can be a part and help donate to the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Foundation, which then helps the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Right, that's right. Everything we do is just to help the agency. That's what That's what we're here for.
I wanted you to hit on the Montgomery County Shooting Complex. That's a range y'all run out
It
there.
is. It's a shooting complex that belongs to the agency and the foundation kind of jointly, and it's right outside of Clarksville. There it is, a world-class shooting range.
A lot of opportunities out there.
Very nice.
If it's shooting, they have it.
Yeah.
And it's first class. There's nothing short about it. I mean, it's going to be anything from long range to trap to skeet to sporting clays to handgun to 3-gun to handgun. I mean, anything you can think of shooting, archery.
Yeah, there's archery and archery range.
They have it there. They have a pro shop. So if you get there and you're out of ammunition, they have ammunition, sandbags. I mean, they have anything you can think of.
Yeah.
Shooting is at Montgomery County Shooting Complex. Go try it.
That's right outside of Montgomery.
Right outside of Clarksville.
Right outside of Clarksville.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah. So anyway, anything else you want to add before we?
I don't think so. I mean, but just go visit our website. Go there and see what we do and contact us and donate if you have it.
And if you want to be a part of the Heritage Club, that's an easy sign up on our website or on their website, TWRF.net.
Yep.
And
Johnny, I
all
know
the information.
you've been a really good ambassador for the agency, for the foundation, and you've brought along some celebrities that you've hunted with, for years and that kind of thing. Tell us a little bit about some of the folks you've been hunting with most recently.
Well, I mean, like I said, Brian White's been bow hunting with me here lately, and Gary Morris hunts with me a lot. Andy Griggs, and I was really good friends with Daryl Singletary, who we lost here recently.
Right. Daryl was really big at the Governor's One
He
Shot.
was,
I know
and
he'd come and sing just about every year.
He was a
wouldn't he?
big supporter of Tennessee Wildlife, and
Yeah.
just was. Red Aikens, big supporter. He
Yeah.
dove hunted with us here the other day.
that's awesome. That's awesome to have those guys and get to meet those guys and work with them.
Yeah.
They're big supporters, and we appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
And we'll miss Daryl. He was a
we
great
will.
guy.
Yes, we do. We miss him. And thank you for having me today. I really appreciate you having
You
me.
bet, Johnny.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. I hope everybody out there watching enjoyed it or listening on the radio. And once again, we'll thank our radio partners and appreciate y'all having us on your stations, and we're excited to be there.
Yeah.
Don, thanks for co-hosting with me today.
Sure enough.
Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Well, I'm just
Speechless?
Yeah, I'm speechless. I am totally speechless. Yeah. Again, hey, I just reiterate about the radio partners. We appreciate everybody tuning in and the support of the stations that are carrying the show.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen on our website, tnwildlife.org. You can listen, watch, and participate there. It's a great place to find out what all's going on with the agency, and also check out our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram. We're out there all the time, and we appreciate y'all listening. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you all next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee WildCast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.